Now, do you see sound? I mean, do you see any sound now? Do you see sound? I think I was muted. Let's see. Okay, now I have to do this again. All right. There's Suzanne, and then there's Candace. Okay, good. Now we got sound. I was muted for some reason. Sometimes I just need to be muted, though. Thank you so much, Janet. There's Sandy Rector, and there's Kendra Collins. Hi, Janet Nash, Lala Gamalori Way. Arlene, I'm so glad to see you here. You've been on my mind so much lately. Let's see, Janet Nash, Suzanne, and Tammy Frazier. And I was saying, Tammy, that I have something I want to send you, and it's been sitting in there on my table like for months, and I still haven't sent it to you. I gotta get on the ball. And there's Starla Arts, Pat Tootle, and let's see, Vamsy is there, and and let's see, who else did I miss? Oh, there's Gail. Let me add her in. Let's put Gail in there. I think I have Gail in there, and I have her because she chooses to be hidden.
Yep.
But you know what I did, Gail? This is what I did. I was sitting out in the yard, and I saw the first star the other night, and it says, when you see the first star of the night, then you say, starlight, stripe bright. Oh, wait a minute. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. And so I said that, and my wish was that that Gail would get on a split screen, could both be slow stitching around the world. That was my wish. Do you think it'll ever come true?
Well, yeah, maybe someday if I get something to slow stitch ready before the stream. But I don't have but there's not a good way of showing me. I'd have to set something up so you could see me actually stitching.
So what do you use? Your webcam on the computer?
No, I don't have one. I'm using my phone to do StreamYard.
So then all you would have to do is just have a little way to stick your phone up somewhere to where it's aiming down to your workspace. And sometimes you can get those little tiny easel things, tripod things that you can put your phone on and bend it in any kind of direction. That would be cool.
I think I have one.
Well, see, then and then all you need is a needle and thread, and a needle and thread, and a piece of fabric, or just on the hem of your dress or something. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Nothing fancy.
Work on it.
Okay, you work.
I'm pretty busy doing stuff for you, so it's hard to do any stitching.
Well, I think you could multitask. You're still young.
Right.
You're young.
Lala Gamalori is doing a great job of moderating, along with everybody else in here. But Lala was in here before you started answering questions.
She is just like that. She is just constantly busy. You know what? Now I'm putting some fabric together just here to get my door prize ready. But now last week, our door prize winner never sent me her address. So we got to remember, if you want to play along and win the door prize, then I need an address to send it to. And my address is underneath. I mean, not my address. My email address is under the video. So So, you know, send me your email address if you're the winner. If you don't want the prize, you don't have to put in a number, and then somebody else can be the winner. But I'm sure some people don't want or don't care to have maybe fabric, because that's all you get. That's all you get is a little piece of fabric. Well, actually, you get 5 little pieces of fabric. And let me see, I just want to cut these. I cut them to the size of the envelope. That's what I do. So I'm cutting. I think I'm a little, what time is it? Oh yeah, I still got 1 more minute before it's actually starting time. So I have these 5 pieces of fabric, approximately 9 inches by 4 inches. And then they fit into, there we go. Now I got them. And they're fun fabrics. I try to always pick something that's fun. And so like here, there's a Americana print. And here's one with ladybugs and butterflies. And this one has got that Spider-Man dude. And that one's got the Spider-Man dude. And this one's got the Charlie Brown dude. So I put them all in an envelope. And that is, they're not cut exactly. They're just kind of cut sort of exactly.
Hey, Lizzie.
So yes, dear. Yes, dear.
Was Kathy Weir the one that won the door prize last week?
Just a second. Where did I put
I can't remember. She wanted to give you your her address, her mailing address, and I didn't remember that she was the one.
I don't think that was the name.
Okay, well, I'm sending you a private message with Kathy Weir's address.
The winner was Gems by Jenna.
Oh, okay.
And I still have her prize right here. And if Gems by Jenna comes in, if you see her, you know, tell her that her door prize is still here. She gives me the address. Oh, there's Abigail.
Did you know her real name, her whole name? Maybe her email. Maybe her email was maybe she sent you an email and you don't recognize it.
No, I've looked in any email that wasn't like junk mail, and there was nothing there.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, that's okay. So now I got today's ready to go. I'm not going to send Jenna's off to somebody else. And that's one of the problems sometimes is, oh, I got to take this off. It's going to be banging. Is sometimes the name on the chat here is different than the real name.
Right.
So if anybody knows by Jenna, then you can let her know that I need to have the address. Today, what I'm going to do, well, boy, do I ever have a pile of junk. My stuff just piles up here just like it knows what it's doing. But,
So you're going to show us how to do those flowers tonight?
Yes, we're going to see those flowers. Oh, here's my thing. Because one of the fun things that we need to know, and a lot of people think that slow stitching is embroidery, but it's not. It does include embroidery. Hi, Olivia Robinson. Journey. Hi, Journey. And Cheryl. Okay, now let me just see if I can shove this camera down here somewhere. If I can get it into like the right area. There we go. And I'm going to do a, now as I see, I am not the accredited teacher here. Hi, Dawn. I'm not an accredited teacher. So, oh, Dawn says the video isn't good.
It looks good to me, Lizzie.
Does it? Okay, I
hope
hope
on StreamYard and on YouTube.
Okay, hi, Erin. Hi, Erin. Okay, what I'm going to do this here is pretty much similar to what the fern stitch is supposed to look like. And the fern stitch is kind of neat because you can take a flower, you can put the fern stitch down on your fabric, and it goes.
Can I interrupt you and do a technical little help here for everybody? If the video looks blurry, make sure that your settings, that's the cogwheel. Now I don't know how it is on your cell phone if you're watching YouTube, but under settings you go to quality and make sure it's on 720. I hope that helps.
That might help. There's Bonnie Lipke. Hello to you. I'm glad that you're here. Janice Line, so happy to see you as well. Messer Designs, wonderful. Okay, so this is basically sort of the fern stitch, which the fern stitch makes a nice stem for a flower that you might want to put on your slow stitch project. And then I have like little flowers. I'm going to show you how I make them flowers too. But first I want to go in here and just kind of show you how to do the fern stitch. And there is a couple of different ways because, you know, I was reading in a book, one of the directions, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll go first to a video and see if I can get it easier to understand. The book says it's one of the easier stitches. And so anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the needle up. I put some green thread on my needle, and I am going to just pull that up at the top of the stem of the fern stitch. And then I'll go back down and I'm going to go here about, it's about 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, but you'll make yours however you want them. I think the fly stitch, Samantha, is just a little bit different than the fern stitch because I was doing the fly stitch too. But then there's a lot of stitches that are similar, but not exact. Like, you know, I was kind of confused about the buttonhole stitch and the blanket stitch one time. And I thought, okay, they're the same thing. And then somebody said, no, they're not the same thing. Well, they are the same thing, except a buttonhole stitch goes closer together than the blanket stitch, but they're actually the same stitch. So the fly stitch is very similar to this. So I went down that 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch. And then I went back in and behind and come out over to the side, kind of like you were going to make a cross, you know. But you don't make a cross, come out there and go back down to that bottom and pull that through.
Excuse me, somebody had a question. Now I'm trying to find it. Lala brought it to my attention. Suze, did you have a question? Let's see here. Sorry, Lizzie.
Okay.
Post it again, Suze, because I don't see it. Okay, go ahead, Lizzie. I'll let you know when I find it.
Okay, so I have the first stitch that I went just from the top and into below, about an inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. And then I went back to the corner up to this way. And then I went back down and through at the bottom, and then come back up again over here, like if you had the cross, the sign of the cross there, and you pull, but then you'll go back down into the bottom. And so then there is, to me, it looks like a little chicken. Hi, Susan Hill. I am so happy to see you too. Okay. Now I'm going to go down below again, and I'm going to make another of the stitch that goes down the center, go back up into that hole, and up here and then back down here. And this is where it kind of changed on some of them, but this is the one that was most easy for me. And then, okay, and that's the only time that you'll go back and forth. But then I'll go back up here because I want this to be like the cross here. But it's not going to be a cross, but that's kind of how I just kind of get it right. And then I'm going to come back under to the bottom. Oh, I hope I'm doing this right. And then over to the other side of the cross. And then back out through the bottom. And then you're going to go with the third one. Now, when you get here now, it changes now because you can now go from here, from the underneath, and then come back up to the left side spoke. I don't know what to call these, and then go back in at that bottom. So you're going into that bottom piece, at the below of that line quite often. And then you're going to come back out on the other side, on the right side, and boy, it sure does seem, I am confusing myself with this. And so, but see how it's turning out? And like I say, there is more than one way to skin a cat on this one. But this is basically, because see, I use an awful lot of thread down there at the in the back even. And so who knows, there might be a way of, okay, so then that went there. Okay, I don't know if I'm doing this right. And then I got to get another.
As long as it looks right on the front, there probably isn't an actual right way. I mean, it just so it looks the right way on the front.
Yes, and that when you, because this is not embroidery, this is slow stitching. And so you can make up your own stitches. Okay, see, because I can go back in this hole, but just make sure that I kind of get over that thread and then go back down and make that center. So long as you get that center stitch done first, and then get, I swear them look like little chicken feet. Look like a chicken's been running through the yard. And see there, we'll just keep, and then you just keep on going, just keep on trucking and get down there and make it long as a rope. And you can make them teeny tiny, or you can make them great old large. And what is really, this really is pretty when you're putting when you have a pieced square, like a square of your quilt, and you go down the seam with this stitch. This stitch is very pretty. And so here, I'm just going to come up there and come back up here.
Suzanne's question, Sue.
Yes.
She wanted to suggest for the door prize that you trade one fabric piece for a batting and a muslin piece.
I can do that. I absolutely.
If somebody wants to, I mean, that it's a door prize, so it depends on who it goes to too. So yeah, that's kind of hard to do.
Well, I can do that though. I can do that. I've already got.
Maybe you can do that with Sue's. That just between the two of you, if you want.
Yeah, because I do have muslin, and I do have batting, and I could possibly. And I was thinking too that maybe they won't all be exactly And Arlene says, Lizzie's famous chicken foot stitch. Okay, this is the chicken foot stitch.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought she meant she wanted to trade with you, but she means trade out a piece of fabric for some batting or muslin.
Yeah, so and that's what I should do, is do like in each week there'll be 5 pieces of something, and sometimes it might be muslin, sometimes it might be batting, but it'll be 5 different pieces of something.
Cool.
Okay, now what is going on my phone? Wait a minute, my phone is
Yeah, you answered the phone.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute, I don't know what I did. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. What am I doing here? Wait a minute, you guys. Here I go with. Who is this?
Your granddaughter in Alabama.
Oh, Katie. I am in the middle of a live stream, my love. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's fine. I was just calling to tell you something. Call me back when you're done.
Okay, I will. I love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye-bye. I thought I had hit the submit or whatever, but I didn't. Okay, it's just my granddaughter. I just love her so much. Okay, now I want to show you now, because this here I do believe makes a beautiful stem if you're going to add a flower onto your slow stitching project. And I have 3 different types of flowers. Let's see, these all are like this, and then this one's like this, and then this one's like this, and then okay, these are like this too, and then but what is cool is they all can be made from a circle. Wait a minute, where'd my other one go? My other flower. Oh, it's right here. Good grief, Elizabeth Marie. And so I know I've showed maybe all of these before, but I don't remember. And when I looked through my videos, I was kind of looking to see if I could find it, but of course not. Of course I couldn't find it. And so I am going to I'm going to show you today that all these flowers here, this one here's got jagged edges. It's got raw edges on it. This one here has got smooth, rounded edges on it. And this one here has pointed edges, the petals. Okay, but they're all made with round pieces folded in half. Okay, so I bought myself a whole package of this from Amazon, which comes with like 18 different colors or something, and it's like a size 8 crochet cotton.
Hey,
and,
Lizzie.
Yes.
What size circles are you making for those flowers that you've been making?
Okay, now this one here is about a 3-inch circle, 3 inches in diameter. But now it doesn't matter if you want bigger ones, like this one, I do believe. Nope, that one was a 3-inch too. But, and this smaller, small circles. So these two are the same type of flower, but because the flower, the circles were different sizes, you get different size flower.
Right. Someone had asked what the best size was, so I figured I knew what your answer was going to be.
Yeah, so my general go-to size is a 3-inch circle. Okay. And I have like gobs of 3-inch circles that are already cut. Now, what did I do with the other ones that I already had folded in half, Elizabeth Marie? Oh my goodness sake. Sometimes you just wonder about some of these people. Oh, it's me. Okay, so I'm going to first do this one. I was saying I bought this crochet cotton. I kind of really like this. And it says it's a number 5, and it's really kind of a nice thread. When I make my flowers though, I don't want to use just regular sewing thread, because I pull them tight and I'm afraid I might break the thread. Now, some thread I'm sure is, if you use like, hi Yvonne Berry and Marina's Creations, Karen Gianni, Gina Nini, Jean Bar, and Cheryl is there too. And
Janet went to bed.
Janet went to bed. Oh, that's right, because she's in the middle of the night over there. Okay, so first I'm going to make this one with the...
Cheryl asked, she said, okay, 3-inch circle cut in half? Question mark? No, you don't cut the circles in half.
Don't cut it in half. Fold it in half. I ironed mine, but you don't have to iron it. Let me see. Suzanne says that's pearl cotton, size 8 pearl. I used pearl slow stitch. Okay, so okay, so that's what this is. And this package that I got from Amazon, I think it's 18 colors, and the one I got was all variegated, which I just love variegated. Okay, now the first one I'm doing here is... How come I don't have all my... I cut just enough. I mean, I ironed them. I ironed just enough so I'd have them right here. And do you think they're still right here? Heck, nobody. Okay, I'm going to just... Okay, first, let me see if I can get my tongue unwrapped around from my IT so I can see what I'm saying. First, I'm going to make this one that's kind of shabby on the end, on the edges. If you want the shabby, you know, if you use muslin really frays nice. And so if you really want that shabby chic look, doing them in muslin is really nice. And so now on that folded edge, I'm just going to do that running stitch, or like we were talking about on the first of the series was the borrow stitch. So you're just going in and out, and you'll put that piece on. Okay, and then it's on the string. It's on your thread. And then you put the second petal on, and again, you're slow stitching, or you're just borrow stitching, or just what did I just call that? Yeah, that, like a basting stitch. Good grief. Hi, Rachel. Oh, see, thank you, Rachel. I'm not the only one that things just up and walk away. So then I put all 5 of my petals on by borrow stitching across that folded edge. Okay, and I think, I know for myself anyway, I want to use a lot of flowers. I love the flowers, the yo-yos I love, and the flowers I love. And I think I myself will be using a lot of trims and flowers in my slow stitching career. Where did that other one go? Well, I'm just going to have to just give it an odd petal. Yeah, we'll just have an odd petal, because I had them and I laid them out just pretty. Okay, we're going to have this one blue one in there too. And see, this one, I made this one with all different color petals. Okay, so I'm going to pull that, and I'm going to go and I'm going to do that across the folded edge of that fabric. And like, don't worry about making sure your fabric is your circle is exactly circle, because it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter if it's a little off kilter. It really does not matter at all. Okay, so now I've got my 5 petals on. So, got my 5 petals. They're just hanging on that string. Looks like they're hanging on the clothesline, getting ready to dry. And then I'm going to just pull them and tie. And this is why I like to use a heavier thread of sorts, because I pull it to tighten it and tie it in a knot. And once you tie it in that knot, then you have got your flower. Flower power. And see, there I have now got a flower with 1 polka dotted petal. But isn't that pretty? I think that they're just beautiful.
It's pretty.
And then you can take, I think this circle was just a bit bigger. You can take then a yo-yo and even stitch it in the middle, or you can put a button in the middle. You know, with that one being a little bit bigger down there, it kind of almost looks like a pansy.
Mm-hmm.
It was purple here and yellow here. Be like a pansy.
You know what else I was thinking of? If you do a 4-leaf one or petal one, 4 petal, it make a nice 4-leaf clover in green.
Yeah, and I do have. I see. Here's one that that was with that same fabric with just little petals, and I did have one here. Oh, and this one's got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one's got 6. So see, you can actually you just all of these instructions are very basic, and you can go with whatever floats your boat. You know. We want your boat to float. Do I got all my pieces on this one that I cut? Of course not. Well, I must have. I don't know.
Lala says, "Is there any craft Lizzie can't make unicorn beautiful?"
Oh, that is so funny that I had all of these cut and now that they're not there. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I've got all kind of mess here. That's all right. You all know me by now, so I guess I should be embarrassed, but I'm not. Okay, now this flower, it's got the rounded petals and they've got a shape to them. And how different that is. See, this is the raw edge. These ones have no raw edge. So now on that one, you're going to do pretty much the same way. But again, you have that round circle. You have that round circle, and you have it folded in half. But now this time you're going to do that running stitch, but you're going to run that stitch across not the folded edge this time, but the raw edge. So here we go. And we're just going to burrow stitch that or running stitch and just go along in and out, in and out. And you're going around this time. And there we have 1 petal. And then we're going to go, let me see, with another petal. I'm just making all my petals a different color since, and I can't believe I sit there and I ironed each, so each stack had 5. I thought I was doing so well. Oh, that's what I get for thinking. Okay, see, so I got petal number 2, and I went around the round edge this time. And we'll put this blue petal on. Boy, I'm getting all them notifications, and I do not know how to turn them off.
There is a way, but the thing is, then you got to remember to turn it back on after. So if you want to hear them when you're not streaming.
Well, how do you do that, Gail?
You go to your settings for your phone. It's your phone, right?
No, it's my phone and the computer.
Well, so there's a way on the computer too.
The Salvation Army at Christmas time.
Oh, it's under settings.
Oh, well, I don't know where that
We'll talk about it some other time.
Okay, I am not the brightest bulb in the tree.
Oh yeah, I disagree. One of the things I'm always telling people is that you are a very smart lady.
Oh gosh, thank you, Gail.
You really are.
Thank you, Gail. You're just too good to me. I swear, you guys make my heart.
Everybody here would agree.
I had to go to.
We can't all be excellent at everything, but you're as smart as a whip.
Ah, thank you. I was having an echocardiogram the other day, and I told the girl that was doing it, I think she wanted just to tell me to shut up. I don't know, because I kept talking. But I said, you're not going to get any echo. I know that because my heart is full. My heart is totally full. And she goes, I'm sure it is. I go, yeah, there's people in there. And then there was a part of the echo that was colorful. There was all these little colors in it. I said, see there? Those are my bohemian friends right there. And yeah, I think she was happy to see me go home.
Oh, they like it. They like it when they have people that aren't grouchy. Believe me, I used to work in a hospital doing tests.
Yeah. So
they'd rather have people like you that can make them laugh than somebody that's grouchy and not cooperative.
Oh, you're probably right. You know, I guess it can get kind of stressful. And so, but it's just weird going to any kind of a setting like that anymore, because they're so garbed up, you know, with masks and face shields, and you feel like like you're on the moon or something, like in the space shuttle. And so, okay, now see, now I tied that one up tight. And since I've got 5 different fabrics, now these petals are all like cupped. So then that is more of a, you know, then you don't have the raw edges on this one. And again, a button in the middle, or putting another little, even a smaller flower, you can layer it in there. Put a little pom-pom. That I always want to call them pom-poms. Or you can put a pom-pom in there, but to make another little flower. And then you can stitch these onto your slow stitch project by just maybe one little in each one of these little petals, just put maybe one little stitch of any kind, or a French knot or something. And then
speaking of French knots, Angela Rossetti asked if you could show how to do the French knot.
Oh, okay.
It's hard, Angela, for a lot of people. You just have to practice, practice, practice. Lizzie knows that.
Yes. I kind of really lost sleep over French knots for a while. Renee has to have a procedure next Monday under IV sedation. Yeah, that is, to go for any kind of procedure anymore is just kind of spooky, because you just don't know. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this flower that's got the pointy petals. Okay. Martha Townsend said French knots are easy. Well, Martha, would you just pack your ditty bag and come to my house and make me some French knots? Martha makes everything look easy. I'm telling you, I've been watching her do her little dotting painting. And oh my God, it's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to take that same circle, I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in half again. So now you have like a quarter circle. So now once you have a quarter circle, then you're going to be stitching. You got to make sure you have a nice sharp needle, because you're stitching through 4 layers of fabric. But again, you're just doing that running stitch. And you're just going to go in and out, run it, just be running just like you're running a marathon. And
we're froze up, Lizzie, on YouTube a little bit. It's coming back, but it's not so great.
okay.
At least on my end, and everybody else been saying how bad it's been. Or not everybody, but a lot of people.
Gosh, on my end though, it's looking good. So
well, on StreamYard, it's not too bad at all. Once in a while, your voice kind of gets garbled, but the video has been pretty good. But just now, that even stopped when I first mentioned it. So,
okay. Am I frozen
I'll
right
let
now?
you know. It seems okay now.
Okay, because as I look at my screen, Lala's getting a lot of pixelation, she said. Bonnie says I'm not frozen.
Come and go.
I guess it's not everybody. So
I think it's something with YouTube or the internet or both.
yeah, now some are saying it's good and some are saying it's not so good.
That's what I mean. It might depend on your particular internet connection. And that can come and go as far as how well it's working.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know the technical stuff. I just know that that's a cause.
Yeah, Note Spinner says she's used to computer streaming goofy. Oh, see, now my needle's going through this green fabric is lighter weight, so it's going through that. But now see, I have these are oh yes, Tammy says the weather affects it too.
Yeah.
And that's true. So here I'm going to fold this third petal in quarters. And then I am stitching along the rounded part, the raw edge. Okay, now I got 3 petals. Then let's put this blue one on here. Again, it's going to be folded in quarters. I'm getting me some fancy flowers. Okay, and now it's saying that Lala says she thinks it's my internet.
Well, it's possible. But if it looks okay, but if it's been looking okay on your end, then I would disagree with that.
Yeah, it's really
the playback. I mean, the playback on your other device that you're watching. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it just doesn't disappear completely.
Right.
Okay, so now I need one more color. Okay, we'll do this purple one. So this is going to be a 5-color petal flower. And so again, fold it in quarters and you are running stitch along the rounded raw edge. And then you gather them all together. Now I've got 5 petals, 5 pointy petals. Okay, and so now I'm going to tie that one in a knot. And I'm going to pull that tight and tie that into a knot. And then you can see then when I get these, it's kind of neat to have them all in different colors because then you can see each petal. But see there, now all those petals, no raw edges, and they come to a point. So these ones here, they come to a round. The petals are round. These ones, the petal is pointed. And then the other one that I made and
well, I'm
lost.
definitely going to have to watch the replay because I keep missing how you make the petals.
Okay, so hopefully
as long as everybody else is getting it.
Okay, so this would be like we're at 47 minutes right now. And so probably if you go to 30 minutes into the video and watch for 15 minutes, you get each one. And so
I'm trying to watch chat and watch you too, and it ain't easy.
It's not easy. So then I want to just show you too that you can make, just if you want to make a leaf, you can, if you
Is
want to
Gemma
make,
here? I think Gemma's here.
oh, okay. Gemma,
Maybe. Did anybody else see Gemma? I saw somebody say hi to her. Sorry,
okay.
Lizzie.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Okay, Gemma, if you are in the chat, sweetheart, last week you were the winner of the door prize, which was the 5 little pieces of fabric. Gemma, I need you to go to my email and give me your address, and that way I can mail this to you. And because it says I wrote on there Gems by Gemma, but I did not get a address from you so I could send it. Okay, now I took my circle, folded it in half, and then I kind of went in thirds here. And now you don't have to go in thirds. You can still go in half if you want to. But because here now you're going to be sewing in through 6 pieces of fabric. So don't get nothing thick there. But you can just put just a few running stitches this way. And thank you, Martha. And then I'm going to just tie that tight. Get my little piece of thread through here. Just with the one piece now, with that one circle, fold it in half and then fold it in thirds. And I'm just going to pull that tight and tie the knot. Maybe I could have made my stitches a little smaller. But then there you have just a leaf shape. So you can add a leaf then to your stem. So you can add a leaf to your stem, then you can add a flower to the top of your stem, but use the fern stitch. You know, I was going to look real quick in my little cheat book here and see if the fly stitch is in here too. This is just a little book I have, Stitches at a Glance. Let's see that. So this is the fern stitch. And let me see, is the fly stitch, they say that one's on page 30. And where is that fly different? Okay, I can't, 30, where is page 30? Oh, there it is. Oh, see here now it shows the fly stitch looking almost the same. But this is the fly stitch. It looks like a Y. So here, coming down, that stem is down below this instead of up in the middle of it. So see where the fern stitch looks like this, and then the fly stitch looks like this. So many of the stitches are very, very, very close. This is a fun little book. It's just a small, and it's got all the basic stitches in it. How many stitches are in here? Quite a few, but they're I don't know. I guess it's got about 25 different stitches. I don't know. I'll go ahead and put that book in my link as well, in my to make it easy to find. I'll put that in my affiliate link as well. So if you look for that one, but I kind of like this one. It's a very simple one, and it's just got very basic stitches in there. And so that's kind of handy to have. All right, now let me throw my flowers into my flower basket. Oh, who was it that you was gonna? What was her name?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Just, Papa just came in, and is Stephanie B's crafting and sewing in here? I don't
I
think.
haven't seen her.
No, I didn't see her either. Okay, well, we're going to do it later then. Papa got a birthday present from her today,
Oh,
and so he
oh,
wanted.
when was Papa's birthday?
Oh, it's not till the 20th, but I'm telling you, he has been spoiled for the whole month.
Oh my goodness, I missed that. He's close to me then. Mine's the 28th.
Is it? Yep, he's the 20th. He'll be 76 years old.
Aw.
Yeah, and so that's right. So that, I mean, he has lived a bunch of years. Okay, now I'm
a bunch of happy years.
There you go. A bunch of happy years. Yes, he has. And I am just tickled that he's been so spoiled on this birthday. He just gets so excited, and then I get excited for him too. So I just wanted to update you on my book, because here I like I told you last week, I put my pages in just with safety pins so I could put them in, take them out if I need to take them out and stitch being in the book. And so, but like this piece got stitched in, and then this was something, this is paper and stitching that I had got from, oh, who is that does all that stitching? And her name's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, I've got so many from her. But she stitches a lot around paper. She does crocheting. So I put that in my book. And then I've got my other little pieces here like this. And what I did was, I'm not sure if I want to leave these just like this. So I just pinned them in with safety pins. And then once I'm sure this is how I want this to stay, then once I'm sure I want this to stay this way, I'm going to go around and stitch them in. This piece, this is a tag that somebody sent me. So it's a paper tag. It's got lace on it. It's got lace on the edges, lace trim. And it already had this little crocheted item on the tag. And so I took that tag and found some of the same color of floss, and I just put it in there with a running stitch, and it's the same color as this. And so I thought I was lucky to have that.
Yeah. Hey, Lizzie.
Yes.
Renee, you know, your little red wagon, Renee is asking if you got a parcel from her yet.
Oh, yes, I did. Oh, good God, where'd I put it?
Uh-oh.
Here I go again. Yes. And I said to myself, I looked in it and I said, I am putting every bit of this right back in this envelope so that it's little red wagon. Would you come down here with your little red wagon? Oh, wait a minute. I found it. Oh, see, there it is. Oh, yes, I got the parcel.
Oh, yay.
Yes, and look at this. See, I stuffed it all right back in there, and I said, I'm going to put it right here because I'm not going to lose this.
I was going to say, did you ever find the other one that you couldn't find?
No, don't even talk about that to me. I have not. Okay. In here, I know it. There's three squares that I have not found. They're in here. But if you saw this room, you would not be surprised that things are missing. But look at these. Like, this is an upholstery fabric. This is, or like a duck cloth. It's very heavy. And so this is going to make beautiful pieces too for my journal. And then solid yellow. I like solids because if I'm doing some like a flower garden or something, I like to have the solids. And look at the peace signs. This is a big piece. Cool. Yeah, us of this age, we like the peach sides
Yep.
and we love the tie-dye. And so look at that. See, music note.
Okay.
It's like she knows everything I love. And I just love music notes. That's another piece of fabric. And then this. Oh, and I wanted to ask you, Renee, what is this paper on the back? Is this some, I think I can iron this on something, but I'm not sure because there's paper on the back. And if I peek under the paper, it looks kind of like it might be like Wonder Under or something. But I love this fabric because it's got all these words: happiness, dream, cherish, celebrate, all
She
those
says
words.
it's iron on, yes.
It's an iron on. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Renee. And here is a piece of, I think it's called Ada cloth. This is too because there's cross stitching, or if you want to stay even. Like here, there's no stitches in this felt that I was on, but here I could make even stitch of some kind in there. This one also's got the Wonder Under stuff on it. And this flower feels like, well, maybe it's flannel, but it's also got that on there. And then this beautiful, I love this. This here kind of looks like the, I haven't seen much of it, but Tim Holtz, not Tim Holtz, Tim Holtz?
That's
God,
that's the big T. Yeah, the big Timmy.
Big Tim, he's got a line of fabric that is like, oh my gosh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But it's also very expensive.
Right.
But now there's other people that are making some of the fabrics that are very similar to it, so you can get it at a better price. And there again, that one can be ironed on. And I never have liked anything Halloween or anything, but these slow, no, sugar skulls, I think are so awesome. They're just so beautiful. And then she sent me a card too. So yes, I haven't lost it yet. Renee. And I thank you. And I had it right here so that I could thank you for this tonight. Okay, what time is it? Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's getting to be about that time.
yeah, it is getting about that time. So um here I just wanted to quickly kind of show, I want to keep you updated with what I'm doing with my book now, because see, here's the page I've been working on last week now. And if you notice, I started on this on Saturday, but I've been working on it a little bit through the week, because that's what I want to do. When I start on something on Monday, when I start on something on Monday, I want to kind of work on it through the week, the same project. That's what I did. And maybe the same project or the same stitches and the same, like this whole week I'll probably work on using that fern stitch and flowers. And so I've got this one, it's pinned on that page. This one here I started also on just a standalone video, which I think it turned out pretty. I think it was named my slow stitch layout, because all I did on that video was laid out what I wanted to put together. And so I laid it out.
You're getting lots of love that page.
See, and thank you, everybody. And then I put some under this round piece. Lalagama Loriway, you might recognize this, because this here was in that package of fabrics that you gave me. I cut that out. I put the rickrack around it, and then I attached the rickrack just using the French knots. And then I put lace on there, and then on this lace, this is fun lace to use because it's oh, good grief, what do you call that lace? but it's flat, like it's got flat wide pieces in it. And so I was able to use the running stitch all the way around on all those pieces that swirled around there, and I think it looks really pretty. And then I've got a couple pieces like of doily that are going to go on there. I've got some yo-yos that are just set on there. I haven't, and they're just pinned right now. But I also found that I have this board that goes to one of my die cutters. And so, but I can put that under the page I'm working on because I can work better on a surface like this, you know. And so, oh, there's Dana and Grace. Oh, Grace. You know what? When I was talking the other day, I was talking about that I needed to name my journal. I got to think of a name. Well, Grace from over there in Tasmania, Australia, she said she suggested Eden. And I said, perfect. I am going to have so many flowers in here. I'm going to name my journal The Garden of Eden. And look at this. Flowers, and there's the tree, and there's birds and the butterfly. There's flowers. What better name than The Garden of Eden?
Hey, Lizzie, who was it that made the book for you?
The book was made to be by Joy Robinson made the actual book.
Beautiful. Somebody asked. They thought you made it.
And so, no, I added this heart to the front. When she gave it to me, with the cover, had the lace on it, just like this. And it was sewn onto the page. So the front and the back were like finished like this.
That's so cool.
And then she gave me the pages that went in it, but they weren't attached. And on some of the pages, she had some, like this was already on it. This piece was already on it. There was a few things that were already on it. And I'm adding to it. The pages were not connected inside, but I connected them each page independently with a safety pin.
Oh, and I see.
That's all they're hooked on there with now. And then like my little pieces, I've got them safety pinned on there because I may change my mind of where they're going to live. And so, but see, this was already on here. I added this lace on this edge of this page. She had already this at the bottom. So pretty. And, yep, she had this on here and this, and I have some of this kind of lace, Battenberg lace, they call that. Battenberg. I love Battenberg lace. And so, and I tea-dyed a bunch of that. This one's not tea-dyed though. And then here, this one's already stitched into that page. I put this on here. And then like this here piece, I've been working on that, but I'm working on it to where both sides are going to be finished. So because both sides are going to be finished, when I stitch this on, when I stitch it onto the page, I'm only stitching down one side or across the top, and that way it can be flipped. And so, okay, and this is what I said about taking those patches, and if you probably got some of these very same ones if you got one of my kits, and then I just stitched them together with a running stitch. But then when you learn a new stitch, like you can put a chain stitch on that seam and put a running stitch on this seam, and you can do the fern stitch on this seam. And then you can add a flower here, maybe here, buttons, a cluster of buttons, and you just start adding things. So your slow stitching is much more than embroidery. It's just a little bit of everything. And so here's a piece I've got that I just put. This one, all I've gotten on here is this is all stitched with machine. So if you mix up some machine stitching and your hand stitching, That's your slow stitching. So I just wanted to kind of show you where I am with that. And I'm going to be adding some videos up this week. Let's see, I was going to actually see, here was a quilt, just a quilt square I had, but then I had, this was a pot holder. So I stitched this pot holder onto the middle of that. This here is just a quilt patch, but then look at this. If you just take that quilt patch and lay a doily on it, and then go around that whole thing and just stitch it on, maybe put a flower right in the middle of it. How beautiful that can be. Well, not that one, but anyhow, it's so beautiful. And then there's another one that I just stitched together. And this one here, well, we can't see yet, but because I just started doing a little bit of a blanket stitch down this seam. So this one is all crazy quilted, but I'm going to go down every seam with different colors of threads. And I'm going to make different stitches down every one of those seams. And then on some, like this is a pretty big piece here, so maybe I'll put a flower right there. I don't know. See? And this one here too. I just did that. Oh, this is a different stitch. We haven't done this one yet. This one was a little tricky for me, and I'm not thinking of the name of that one right yet. But that's
hey, Lindsay, I got a question.
Yes.
How are you doing on your bed quilt with all the different squares? Is it finished?
It's finished, except for I have not put the edging on. I don't. Okay. I haven't really. Oh, there's Abigail, desk in the attic. Thank you for coming. And just let her rip, aka Patty Davidson. I've heard of yes, you actually can, Patty Davidson. You can cut circles with a die cutting machine. And so, and I do have a Sizzix die cutter. And, but I haven't actually tried to use it. I do, but somebody told me you can. Lorraine Chubb. Lorraine, did you get my happy mail? I hope you did, Lorraine. I sent it quite some time ago, but I know to get from here to Canada, sometimes it takes months. Oh, and there's Amber Delatorre. Gosh, anybody who I have missed, I am so sorry. Now, here, this is all little flannel pieces, and I stitched them all together. And yes, you're right, Joy. Lottie is amazing. She doesn't even live far from me. I want to get I want to get with her one day because she is not far. Arlene, if you're talking about Cordula, she does not have a channel. She is just a wonderful lady. Yvonne Berry, Battenberg Lace, yes. Okay, now was just scrap flannel pieces. I just put them all together. They're so nothing matches. Doesn't have to. Hi, Irma. There's Irma. Irma's Redneck Craft Shack. And then what I've done here is I went with some trim, and I took that trim and I just went down a seam here. I took Rick Rack and went down this seam. And the only way I hooked each of those pieces on was with French knots. So I was going to get started on another one tonight with just all laces, and I had these ready to start that, but I didn't actually get that started. So what I'm going to do right now real quickly is, oh, there's that leaf I made. See, there's another little leaf. I want to just quick thread this needle, and I'm just going to make a French knot or two. And so, and then we're going to have our door prize drawing, and then I'm going to read, and then I got to get back over to Stacy's auction. Oh no, I've got to call my granddaughter. That's what I have to do.
Right. Okay, while you're getting ready there, let me read off some rules about the door prize. First of all, no one put any numbers in yet. We're not ready. I will type in the word go in the chat when it's time to start putting numbers in. and it's 1 to 120, between 1 and 120, just one number. And the first person who gets the number closest to the number that Lizzie will pull up in random, pick a random number.org or whatever it is. And that's the person that'll win the door prize, but not yet. I will tell you when it's time. All right, Lizzie, go ahead.
Okay, let me just show you real quick. Are you paying attention, Angela? Okay, now you will take your needle up from the bottom and pull it up through the top. Okay, now I like to take 3 wraps. So I take my needle down here toward the bottom and I wrap it 3 times. And that's a pretty good little French knot. But see, this, I'm going to hold on
Of
to
course,
this.
it froze up right now.
Am I froze up?
Well, just on YouTube. I think it's catching up now.
Okay, well, I'll do a couple of them.
Yeah.
Okay, now I wrap that 3 times, and now I'm going to, holding on to that thread I did the wrapping with, I'm going to hold on to that and poke my needle back through. And I'm going to pull that, and I'm not going to pull it real tight, and I'm going to hang on to that little bit of thread, and then it'll leave that knot. That, so Angela's frozen. Angela, am I still frozen?
Well, remember, they've got a lag.
Okay, Angela, if you don't get it today, sweetie, give me a call. Give me a call on the phone, and we can do this over the, call me on the chat thing, the FaceTime. Okay,
I got a question about that, Lizzie, because I've done a lot of French knots. When you're holding the thread, you don't hold it below the fabric, do you?
No.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. It's hard to see.
Okay, so I pulled the thread through. I bring my needle down near the fabric, and I'm going to wrap. If it's a heavier thread, I'd probably only go 2 wraps. But I'm putting 3, and I'm holding on to that thread still over the top. And I'm putting the needle back into the fabric real close to where I came out of it. And I'm pulling now the needle out through the bottom, but I'm still.
That's what I saw. Okay.
Okay, but I'm still making sure that I hold on a little bit to that thread and pull it gently until you have that knot. Okay, Angela, you call me tomorrow on Messenger and we will get this down pat. And so, but look at how putting them French knots at the tip of each one of these, 1, 2, 3, put the needle back through, hold on to that thread.
And it helps if you don't put the needle in the exact spot you came up through.
Well, yeah. Well,
very, very close, but not the same thread.
Yeah, I would say very close.
Very close.
Yes, I would say put it very close, but not actually in the very same hole, because you may then pull it all the way through.
Exactly.
And I don't know why if you don't hold on to this thread, the thread that's close to the fabric, the part of the thread that's close to the fabric, I don't know how come you need to hold that, because otherwise I've had it just pull all the way through and there's no knot. And so I have found to just hold it, just put it through and put it through gently. So there it comes. You've got that. And 1, 2, 3, and then put it again in very close, and then there it is. Okay, go ahead and get started now with the giveaway.
Remember, I have to type go in chat before you start putting any numbers. Only one number, one time. It's the first person that's closest to the number that will be selected, and it's between 1 and 120. So be looking for the go in the chat before you put in your number. All right, go.
Oh, and there's Mary too. I didn't hear. And there, oh, Amber Delatorre. Yeah, I did see her. Kendra, Angela, Bonnie, Susanna, Cordula,
I'll give you
Lala.
about a minute more to put them in. I hope I'm not shouting. I never know how loud I sound.
Me too. I always feel like I'm shouting because I'm a loud talker.
I am
Tammy,
too. I've been told I'm a loud talker. Boy, don't we get along good then.
that's right. There's Terry White and Patricia Stubbs, Sherry Wampole, Yolanda
Thank you,
Surma,
Laura.
Larry Turner. Larry, you're going to be the winner. I just know it. See how Larry just kind of pops in out of the woodwork?
You got about 15 more seconds.
Vamsy. Yep. Nobody has to tell us.
Vamsy, we told you last time, Vamsy, you only put in one number, one time. All right, stop, everybody. Vamsy, you're disqualified. We told you this the last time.
Okay. Now, I still didn't see Gems by Jenna. So if you're there.
I think somebody said the name and I think they might have meant Gamma for Lala Gamma.
Oh, that might be okay, but
sorry about that. But it didn't hurt for you to say it.
And actually, if I don't get an address by the next weekend, then I'm going to just go ahead and use it for another door prize. Okay, so I'm going to go just like this. I know how to do this now. Let me see.
Yay.
So I unlock, and then I go here to Google. Hey, Google. No, Google, don't give me a game to play. I do not want to play a game. Google. Okay, wait a minute. Here.
I never talked to it.
Google, would you choose a random number between 1 and 120? Did you hear me, Miss Google? Did you have your hearing ears on? Did you have... Wait a minute,
I just type it in. It works better just to type in what you want to do.
I don't know because I don't know how to do that.
Oh, okay, hon.
Pick a number between 1 and 120. $83.
83, okay. Let's see. You look too, Lizzie, you be looking.
Okay, okay.
I don't think we're going to have a problem with having the same one.
83.
Holy mackerel. What was that? 83 you said, right?
Yes, 83.
All right, I see a 73. Well, oh, Kendra's got a 77. I'm looking for anything higher than 77, but not over 83. I don't see any. I think Kendra is the closest. What do you think, Lizzie?
As far as I know, I think you're right. And she was right there at the beginning, too.
The beginning, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so it's going to be Kendra, and I have Kendra's head, so we're good on that one. And was Kendra, are you the one? Was Kendra? No, I don't know. Somebody mentioned the muslin. Now I don't remember who. Okay, so I'm going to put Kendra on here, and that'll go out tomorrow. And Kendra will get those fabrics. And then I'm going to find something that I would like to read. thank you all so much for coming. And like I say, we do not do a live stream. I mean a long live stream, because neither one of Gail or I can we sit for a long time without
Right.
swelling up like a pumpkin. And so
Yeah.
we usually try to keep it between an hour and an hour and a half. And so, and we've done good so far. But then through the week, I will be putting up some standalone videos that will update you what I'm doing, what I'm learning, and then maybe you can learn the same things I'm learning. Or like now, I have Angela that's going to call me on the Messenger FaceTime thing. And you know what? We can even learn that way back and forth together. And I don't mind doing that either. I'm usually always sitting in here in my room. And so, okay, let's see here. I'm gonna read this one here. It says, when you need some help to get through. Alrighty then. I need some help getting your glasses on. There we go. Okay. When nothing is going right, when you're wondering, what did I do to deserve this? When the day is a disaster and a little serenity is just what you're after, when you need a whole lot less to concern you and a whole lot more to smile about, when a few peaceful hours would seem like a vacation to you and you're wondering if there's anything you've got to look forward to, sometimes you just have to remember you're going to make it through this day, even if it is one step at a time. Sometimes you just have to be patient and brave and strong. If you don't know,
We lost your sound, I think. Oh, you darn it. You froze up. You froze up, Lizzie. This happened last week. You froze up, Lizzie. This happened last week. Well, everyone, I don't know if she's going to make it back or not. Have a good night. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Thanks for the mods for helping out. No, you're not going to see me. I got it. I got it blocked. Take care, everybody.
maybe I'm back on again. So now maybe I can turn it off. Good night, everyone. If you can see me now. Okay. It was my internet went kaputski, and maybe that's what the problem was all evening. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know nothing about this kind of stuff. And so, all right, I'm going to thank you, Rachel. I got thought out. That's good. All right. Okay. Thank you, Gail. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. And God bless you all. Now I need to call my granddaughter. I say up here, end broadcast.